I finished the movement for the turn, everything's done, so I'm going to end the turn. I actually learned a heck of a lot that turn in terms of how combat works these days. Looks like I've had another starbase attack, sadly. Staff of Revenge, built a powerful military, be wary of them. Okay. Yeah, I've got a new colony ship up there. We've got that key tech now this turn, which allows me to get that Hyperion shipyard for extra hit points, and this tactical repair, which is definitely going to come in handy. What the hell am I going to research? I have no idea. I'll put that as a placeholder, but I don't think I will be researching that. Right, I've got basic movement to do, so I think I'm going to do that now, and then I'll figure out what I'm doing here and what techs I want to trade, and colonies of course. This turn I've created a new command ship design. I don't believe the old one worked very well because it had a support role and yet it had a ton of weapons, which doesn't really go well together. So with this design, what I've actually done is added a carrier module, so it can wait at the back and let the fighters do the job while it attacks for it. But more importantly, because it's a command ship, I've added extra fleet enhancing modules. So this is new. This basically repairs the fleets a bit, the structural enhancement fields. The inertial field projector increases the damage done by all kinetic weapons. So anything that has a kinetic weapon, including fighters, that should increase it. And also I've got the beam assist, so that should work on fighters as well. I've also added a couple of Stinger missiles, which aren't great. The main reason I'm adding these is basically to see if the extra long range will allow these ships to engage in combat, even though they're limited by the support role. My theory is it won't allow them, but you never know. Doing it to find out, basically. Right, so that's the new design. I've done all of my colonies this turn, and tech trades I've actually done a bit as well. So the tech trades I've done, I picked up atmospheric cleansing off the Iconians, so I can now colonize those extreme planets, including the precursor planets. And with the Altarians, I actually picked up mass manipulation, which we just saw one of the inertial field thingamajiggamies on that command ship. I had to give large scale construction, but I don't believe the Altarians are that big a threat. I also picked up research centers and xenoeconomics. So with xenoeconomics, that's going to allow me to upgrade my wealth worlds. I've only got a couple really. So there's Vodusk, which is the trade world. What I'm probably going to do is stick the financial capital next to that and have a big ring there to get a ton of money eventually. And then there's Roris as well, which I'm delaying getting that up now. I'm upgrading all of these shopping centres for the time being. And yeah, I'll start to upgrade my research, no doubt, as well with the other improvement we've recently gotten. So I've got bits of movement left to do this turn. Now the Drengen are very weak over here. I'm actually picking up information warfare as well. The Snathi have biological warfare, which I'll probably trade off them, but I'll get that in the meantime as well. I think I'm going to be able to attack this very soon. Basically I have a bit of a fleet formed there, I have a ton of transports, that carrier's coming over. Actually take that off there. So I think I'll bring... Right, that censorship is safe, I believe. I think I'll bring this down here. It has a movement of 14. Let's leave it there. I'll group that up. I think that's both of those will be in range to attack that next turn. I can bring the transports in. I've moved that transport back a bit from that fleet. I'm going to put that there. I've got my censorship here as well. I'm not sure if it'll work if I stick it in there, but I think I will. What's the movement there? 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Should be safe. There's no ships there, is there? No. Let's put that there for the time being then. Oh, it does work good. The Drengen have launched another transport fleet as well. So that's not good. Wonder if they got any... What's that? That's a transport back. I don't know what that is. It's a Tyrant, so that's a large hulled ship. That's not good. It's going to be pretty hard to take down. So I'm building up a fleet here. In the shipyard over here, I've got a command ship, and I've got my 2 bonus worlds, and over on the other side I've got Juma and also the capital. Putting production into there, getting a carrier up. Right, so I've just got movement to do at the end of this turn. That fleet is putting the capital, not capital, Shandoria under threat. I'm going to pull that transport back. Okay, I think with this fleet, they're recovering slowly. I want to pick up some of these precursor anomalies now. This fleet isn't really capable of taking them on at the moment, I think, because of yeah, the missiles are particularly useful against me, work particularly well. There's a precursor anomaly there. I think I'm gonna take a trip up here. Luckily this transport's very slow, movement of 3. The transports only have a movement of 5. Mine have movement of 25. There's one heck of a difference. Let's move there, how much movement? 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna try and pick that up. That fleet should be enough, definitely, to take them. I've got constructor there. So get that. What's left? That transport I think is safe. That one's safe. I think I've been there actually. Yes, I have. I keep on moving back there. I'm forgetting. Let's do what? There's a couple of worlds down there. Actually, wouldn't mind making some econ star bases there, perhaps. This colony ship, let's actually colonize Liberty 3, which we can now colonize. No longer mentions extreme details. So it was a precursor prison. Atmosphere was poisoned. Great deal to colonize, blah blah. Okay, colonize an event. Now that we have cleaned the atmosphere, we can use the infrastructure of precursor prisons to increase the manufacturing quality of this world. However, there seem to be many more discoveries that are darker in nature. Should we take advantage of these assets? Yeah, I think that's the only one that actually mentions it's civilization-wide, doesn't it? So I'm going to take that one. Assume that one's just planetary. If that was civilization-wide, I'd take that, but I don't think it is. Probably should pick it to check, but yeah, I'm going to pick that one. Okay, that is a military bonus. Right, let's make get a free shipyard. And I think that's the most expensive thing we can get. Factory there. Solar plant there. And we'll come back to that later. Okay, this colony ship, I'm going to upgrade this to constructor. 52 bucks. What's left? I can stay there. That sensor ship I need to move is getting chased. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one should be fine. It's fine. Right, and finally, that is the end of the turn. Okay. So that too. What have I been caught by here? Right, it looks like I might have left that on home on that Shandoria planet. I didn't mean to. Just a quick battle. I've lost that. So that was a mistake on my part. Forgot all about it. Might have even killed the ship then. My non-aggression treaty with the Iconians runs out in 8-9 turns. So I've got to make sure I get that. Arguably I should be trying to get going up the diplomacy line to increase my diplomacy. Diplomatic victory is by far the easiest way to win, but I didn't want to win via that method in this game without any combat. So I'm going to kill the Drengen at least. I may kill one other faction. I'm probably going to have to kill the Snaffy. And then I might go for a Diplo win after that, assuming I can keep the Altarians and the Iconians on side. Potentially I could get the Snaffy back on side by making tons of embassies and going up the diplomacy line, but I don't really want to do that. Bringing a lot of ships down here for some reason. Okay, right, I'm going to do my colonies this turn and the basic movement and plan out where I'm going to be attacking this turn. This turn I've created a new battleship, so the role of this ship is basically to do as much damage as quickly as possible. So I'm keeping with kinetic since that's my best current weapon design. I've basically got as much of them as possible, pretty much, and also I've added kinetic accelerators and rapid reloads to increase their damage. I've added this new structural enhancement to repair the vessel if it does get into trouble. I've got iron thrusters, which I'm not really sure about. Hopefully that will get into combat a bit quicker. I've added minimum defenses in each category. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but I think it might be possible basically for a ship to, on the turn it loses its shields, to not lose any hit points. I'm not sure. If I didn't have a shield, then it would just take damage straight away for definite. So that's why I'm sticking minimum defenses on here basically. I do have actually better than those. Usual 3 environmental supports and 4 hyperdrives and as many pulse cannons as possible. So yeah, I don't know if this ship is going to work out, but hopefully it will. So I've stuck one of those in the shipyard here. This is where I'm building a fleet at the moment, and I'm making more carriers on that one. I've done all of the colonies this turn. I've done all the movement. I don't believe I did any tech trades. So I've got to deal with that somehow, and yeah, that's going to be pretty hard to deal with actually, so hopefully this fleet I'm making here will be good enough. I actually could do with improving my logistics a tiny bit perhaps, so I might have to think about doing that actually. They're on 40 and I'm only on 35. I need more, put it that way. Right, there's a fleet there and it looks like they're upgrading that for some reason. I do have some ships here, including that cutter, which I don't think I'm gonna take out. There's a sensor ship there as well. Let's grab those. That's 2 carriers. This is a new command ship. You know what? I could use a cutter, why not? So let's put that in the fleet as well. There's obviously no point in putting the sensors. So let's come down here. Could always take the cutter out in a second, should I wish. Let's attack that there. So I wouldn't mind seeing this in action. So I want to see if the command ship's missiles are actually able to target this Ravager. I'm guessing not. Right, so view battle. Okay, let's get on a decent camera angle. Right, so it's out of range. They're going to be out of range as well, definitely. So I don't think this will ever come into range in this combat. You can see here we've got extra 35% kinetic attack. That's because I added a new module. It's got tactical repair now, only 1 now. Beam cooldown, so that means it fires more quickly. Yeah, that never came into range, but that may just because it's an easy combat. But I'm guessing as long as those fighters are alive, it might not ever come into range, basically. That's how it works these days. Right, so those carriers worked really well. Oh, actually, they had separated into 2 ships here. They weren't a complete fleet. Right, I did quick combat for that one. So they made my job easier there for some reason. Okay, what's that? Move on. Right, let's get the cutter out there. Check ship. I'm just going to protect the shipyard with this fleet for the time being, but I need to get it over here definitely. That cutter can come up here. Right, what's left? This carrier can move up to there. Group up there, and I'm going to attack that lot this turn. Now, I get information warfare next turn, but I think I'm actually going to try and take power this turn. So that's all of these 6 logistics, I think. Probably. Yeah, so I'm 1 short of being able to have another ship there, actually. We've got 5 movement. So what have we got here? We've got carrier, commands. Now, one of these carriers attacked recently, and I believe it lost all of its fighters, or am I'm mixing something up, I don't know. Right, there's only 4 there. Yeah, so one of the carriers hasn't got all of its fighters back. So, and it doesn't tell you when they regenerate. So this is really sucky. Do you have to go to a planet to regenerate them? I've no idea how it works. Let's view this battle though. What am I... Yeah, my commands are good, but they won't be able to attack for a very long time. So all of these are going to get wiped out now, you can pretty much guarantee it. Right, this is port. Right, so it doesn't look as if my fighters did anything. Yeah, and none of these, all of these are out of range. They should start to come into range now. They're able to attack us and we're able to attack them. Looks like we're going to lose carrier though. So we're attacking my carriers before my old style command ships, which I'm not really happy about actually. What's that? Oh, they're attacking the command now. Right. Yeah, so combat's a bit different these days to how it used to be. And I haven't really played this part of the game, the mid to end game, for a while, so I'm getting used to this definitely now. Right, that is now defenseless. So what I'm going to do is bring in a transport. They should all have 6 billion on them these days. Or at least over here. Let's move that there. There's no ships around here, is there? No. Right, let's attack. 100% success rate, so they've got no decent defenses here basically. So I didn't need information warfare. I think you lose tiles though with conventional warfare. I recently got a soldier bonus though, didn't I, supposedly, off that world. I'm sure this was minus 20% before, so I'm not sure it's worked actually. Right, let's invade. Sectors lost 0, right, so we didn't lose any tiles. This planet, those are research bonuses, really good ones as well. Yeah, the AI planets are probably going to be better than mine. Possibly because they have so many bonuses, they can build buildings a lot quicker than I can. That's not a bad job what they've done there at all though, to be honest. Right, I'm going to come back to this later on and figure it out. So, losing more ships definitely isn't good though. Last time I lost ships, this actually went down. Not exactly catching up yet over here. I have no idea what I'm going to do about that or about that currently. Let's... How much movement is this? 14? Yeah, I'm going to go for this though. I want to try and pick up that precursor. Normally I've never actually picked one up before. So we can pick that up next turn. That's supposed to be amazing. That can create a starbase there to get some more antimatter. don't know if there's any... How easy would it be to take out these star bases anyway? I'm going to keep those transports over there for the time being. There's no point in moving them nearer. I think there's a space junk there. 48. I'm actually at a range of these anomalies, but I can make a start. Oh, 3 turns upward. Maybe I can. What's that? It looks like I forgot about that. Let's go and grab that. Say sensor there, transport there. Transport can stay there. Need to move that. Right, I've got a bit to do. I'm going to finish up the rest of the movement, do this planet, and then we'll end the turn. So Pasden, I've gotten rid of the thulium building there. I might need that resource. I'll probably stick it for a food building there instead of that Durantium refinery. And this will remain a research world, definitely. I've done all of the rest of the movement, apart from this fleet, which I'll stick on par this turn so they can repair a bit. And I believe that is the end of the turn. Okay, so that's... not really sure where it's going, just maybe there, maybe there. Nowhere fast, luckily for me. Gives me time to build up a fleet to go and kill it. They're going after my transports, but they're not quick enough to catch. So, yeah, these carriers, yeah, they're nowhere near as useful as they used to be, definitely. So I'm not sure how many of those I'm going to be making. Yeah, certainly not as many as I was thinking of doing. Although I am making quite a few at the moment. Our survey teams are reporting that there has been a sudden spike in a number of anomalies being found. They think they are the first to discover this trend, but it is likely that other races will notice soon. Okay, so I think this might be a major event or just an event, I'm not sure actually. We should target and destroy enemy survey ships so we can claim the anomalies for ourselves. Excellent. We should boost the production of our survey ships to take advantage of this situation. We must inform our allies to assure that these items fall into the right hands. Now, I don't know if any of these actually matter, to be honest. There's... well, you obviously get this bonus, but yeah, I'm not sure if the text actually matters. I think I'm going to pick the pragmatic option. There's more pragmatic picks that I actually want than the malevolent ones, but I do want to remain malevolent. That's the only issue, to keep on side with the snaffy. But yeah, I'm going to pick that. Okay. Yeah, nothing added there. I just think it was free ideology points. I'm quite a bit away actually from getting the next pick. Right. So I'm going to make that into a constructor ship. That's reached there. I'm going to get those antimatter. Right, I'm going to do my colonies and figure out where I'm going to be attacking this turn. This turn I've updated my command ship again, so basically I'd got rid of one of my Stinger missiles and replaced it with a prototype survey module, which with that anomaly event, this might actually be worthwhile sticking on my fleets, potentially. I could actually just make a ton of ships with the non-prototype that doesn't use thulium, but it's not as good as this actually, if I wanted to pick up the anomalies really quickly. There's anomalies everywhere, although they're quite hard to see, I guess. Basically, there's some artifacts here and there, there's capsules, so in theory, if I start picking up all of these, then I should be able to get through the tech tree a lot quicker, especially the artifacts and the capsules if I pick them up. So yeah, I could definitely do with ships that are capable of picking them up. And I'm probably going to split up this fleet, in fact, because there's a few Intrepids there. I only have 5 remaining. I had about 10 or 11 at one stage. So yeah, I need to start picking up anomalies, definitely. Right, speaking of that, right, there's that ship I've moved. There's loads of anomalies over there, but I'm waiting for that to be upgraded. There's a capsule here, so I need to change this. I thought that was due to be finished last turn. It hasn't finished for some reason. Right, I'm gonna place that in a list, and hopefully I can speed that along by getting the 25% bonus. Nope, just money. A graveyard there, so let's pick that up as well. Battle encounter, quick battle. Okay, 25% range. What is that? That is space junk. I guess while I'm over here, I'll go and grab that. Let's switch that back to whatever it was on, information warfare. Haven't done any tech trades this turn, and I'm probably not going to do any for a while. Until all the minor races, well, minor races don't have much these days. Censorship I've got to move. Come back to that in a minute. Says that one. These transports can stay there, that can stay there. Got to move those. Right, let's pick up. Oh, there's an artifact there. Let's pick up that precursor anomaly with this fleet first of all, though. See if we can actually do it. Okay, let's engage them. So 36, I'm going to view the battle. Yeah, it's not that strong really against a half decent fleet. That command ship's pretty badly beaten up. Yeah, they're capital, so they get attacked first. Right, let's view the battle. Which arguably I don't want, to be honest. I want to keep these alive so I can pick up anomalies, but yeah, they have shield defense, and all of these things have beam attacks. It's going to take them a while to take down the shields. Right, they're all taken out, and in fact we didn't even take any damage. Brilliant. So what reward do we get? 5 Illyrium and 1673. Now these were supposed to be incredibly overpowered at one stage, but I believe they've Stardock have reduced them in power. That's still a nice reward though. This precursor artifacts seem to have been once used as a storehouse of sorts. We have found a vast quantity of Illyrium already refined and ready to use. The fact that the AI don't seem to try and pick these up as well means it's quite an advantage to me, and fair advantage even, that I'm able to get those. There's an artifact here. How much movement have I got? I don't know. I need to find a very expensive tech, really. What is that? I don't think I actually need that. 6 turns, 12 turns. That's got to be the most expensive tech. So let's stick that on temporarily. Right, so got to mark it. I could keep this fleet together to go after those precursor anomalies, split it up basically to find just normal anomalies. Let's switch that back to information warfare. So I finished the movement for the turn. I did actually split up those Intrepids, so I've got those going in different directions here, and a couple of outdated command ships are coming back down here. I've got a fleet that was over there coming over there. I've got a couple of ships being built in here, a command ship and also an ironclad. I've actually redesigned one of my battleships and called it an ironclad. So this one is probably the better design, but this one doesn't use up any resources. So if I need to save on Durantium, then this is the ship I'm going to be making. Before, my standard ship that didn't use any resources was the carrier, but it just doesn't seem to be very good, does it? So yeah, I think I'm going to rely on these ships as my main ship basically now, the ironclads. At least, yeah, for the time being, until I can definitely make sure that the carriers aren't all that great. Right, so yeah, I'm ready to end a turn. Still using carriers on the command ships though, but only a couple of them on each one. That colony ship is coming down towards there. Looks like the Drengen are wiping out my star bases along here slowly with that fleet. I wish they weren't, but yeah, it's not a huge deal to be honest. Gotta keep an eye on that transport. I didn't see which direction it went in. It looks like it's coming up there, which is maybe okay for me. I've got a couple of ships coming back there. I've got that fleet there. I've got carriers coming over there, which are of questionable value. A couple of ships being built in. Yeah, I made another shipyard there recently. Right, so it looks like we finally got information warfare, which I don't really need all that much at the moment, to be honest. What tech am I going for next? I'm just going to put something as a placeholder. I'll use that as a placeholder. Okay. I actually want that in a bit though, actually. Right, so I've got moving to do and colonies, which I'm going to do now.